Recently that I've been contending for, because there was problems in the marriage and that there was fighting going on. And if there's fighting, just stop it. Just go before God and before each other and humble yourself and find a way for love to prevail. Fight the love fight, not against each other. Don't destroy each other. Fight the love fight. But when those things aren't properly looked after, over the years they build and build and build, and before long you just want to give up and go with someone else. And that actually happened with someone I know. In fact, the Lord had told this man to marry a certain woman. He told him in a vision. And from what I understand, it was almost like an audible voice that he was told to marry a certain woman. And so he married that woman, and they were happily married. They had children. They had gotten married by making vows and a covenant with each other before God and before man in response to this word of the Lord that this man had had. And then over the years, the marriage got a little bit more uncomfortable, and the wife wasn't on board with the husband. And instead of taking time to look after things at home, he looked after his own calling instead and pursued that calling and got the praises of men and other women and started looking at other women and started, crossing boundaries on a number of occasions and started being unfaithful within his marriage. His wife still loved him. He decided, I want to get a divorce, and his wife said, no, I don't want one. He separated from his wife, who was involved with another woman, and ended up divorcing his wife, marrying this other woman that he had had an affair with, and then is trying to get into frontline ministry with an endorsement on that ministry saying, everything's fine, it's not a problem, I can be divorced and remarried and have this work, it's not a problem. And when I was praying into it, so grieved, the Spirit of God in me was so grieved over the situation that I cried actually for 4 months, almost every single day. I felt like Jeremiah, because the Lord said, a standard is being lowered. A standard is being lowered. Instead of being raised, a standard is being lowered. And this is the word of the Lord that He gave me. And it was a Rhema word out of the Message Bible in Malachi 2. And it says, and here's a second offense. You fill the place of worship with your whining and sniveling because you don't get what you want from God. Do you know why? Simple. Because God was there as a witness when you spoke your marriage vows to your young bride. And now you've broken those vows, broken the faith bond with your vowed companion, your covenant wife. God, not you, made marriage. His Spirit inhabits even the smallest details of marriage. And what does He want from marriage? Children of God, that's what. So guard the spirit of marriage within you. Don't cheat on your spouse. I hate divorce, says the God of Israel. God of the angel army says, I hate the violent dismembering of the one flesh of marriage. So watch yourselves. Don't let your guard down. Don't cheat. You make God tired with all your talk. How do we tire Him out, you ask? By saying, God loves sinners and sin alike. God loves all. And also by saying, judgment? God's too nice to judge. Wow. Well, that is the Rhema word that I received from the Lord when I was praying into this one situation where there'd been unfaithfulness, and he had made a vow with the wife of his youth, and then the children get hurt in it. The children are all messed up and having emotional problems and having to see counselors, and there's breakdown everywhere. And yet, this man wants to be out there preaching to the masses and the multitudes. And there's others in the body saying, well, that's fine, it's not a problem. Do you know what? It might not be a problem for you, but it's a problem for God. It is a problem for God. And He says so right here.